Look at that. Look at the size of that spider I just see in the bottom of this bucket. This little gas stove thing was in this bucket here, and I lifted it out, and look what I squashed when I put it in there. Look at the size of that. I know it's squashed, so it's going to be, but still, that's a big old spider, isn't it, eh? Blimey. Oh well. It looks like the leak might have been fixed a little bit by that stuff that we put on top of the roof up there on the felt, because it's still a bit, it looks damp, but I think that's just a staining. I don't think that's, it's not wet, I don't think, it's just staining, it's just where it was a bit damp. And now it's all fixed, I think. We're looking, hopefully we're all good there. The wall's not wet anyway, that's always a good sign, because the wall was getting wet where it was coming down from the ceiling and running down the wall, causing problems like that, but we're all good now. Well, what I've decided to do is I've decided to take apart this DC14 and I'm going to sell the parts for it, because I can't really be bothered to, you know, fix it up and get it going. I had to play around with it, trying to get the motor to work, but to be honest, I'm not really sure if the motor's working or not, and I don't know enough about them to find out. You know, there'll be a lot of other people that will know that if there's other things in there that can get it, that might be the problem and not the motor. Switches and things like that. So I've taken it apart, I'm going to sell the bits. So if anyone is interested, I'm going to list all of these parts on the Dyson forum, so that, you know, people on there, they want any Dyson parts. I'm only selling, I'm going to take a few more bits off this, I think, but I've taken the main bits off that people might be wanting. The brush, this little tube, this little pipe here is very common for breaking, I think. Well, it was on my old one anyway. There's a screw, I don't know where that came from. That I might try and sell that, but this post filter was stuck in there and I didn't want to break that, so if anyone wants it they can have that. And then you've got the base plate, and yeah, that's it for that. Oh, yeah, the filter, the tools, all the tools, I'm going to sell all the tools as a bundle. I'm going to wash that filter and sell it as a washed used filter with the housing, and I'll put the housing back in the bin, and I'll sell the bin and the cyclone and everything as one unit, with a filter housing but no filter in it, unless someone wants a filter in it, whatever. I don't know, I don't care, as long as I can get rid of all of this. And I'm just going to sell this with the cable all as one unit, with a motor that may or may not work. I'll just say it's maybe a faulty motor, so we'll see what happens there. But if anyone wants any of the other parts, I'll happily take any of the parts off, you know. If you want to switch, it may or may not be a faulty switch, I don't know. If you want wheels, if you want just a motor with nothing else, if you want this part, if you want anything, let me know. And if I've still got it, you can buy it off me. But it's all going to go on, by the time this video goes live, all these parts will already be listed on the Dyson forum, and I'll have a link in the description to this video so you can go and have a look if you want to. Alright, I've just put a bit of fertiliser on this grass because it was getting a little bit yellow in places. I tried to rake up as much of the leaves as I possibly could. And what I've done, because I wanted to use my water out of my water butt, I've got quite a bit left in there. We'll have a look in a minute. But I've got this drill pump that I've got this drill pump. It's a pretty good pump actually. It's making enough pressure through this magic hose, making enough pressure to pump the water from the water butt along, and I've got the cable tie holding it down, making enough pressure just to pump it through. It's not quite enough, but to make it, you know, really go for it, but it's going pretty well. I don't know why they make these lids on these so crap that you can't get into them very well. This is how much water we got left. Because I had a blockage in the pipework up there, I had a bit of a blockage. It was finding it difficult to get in there, but that's what we've got left. Still running alright down there. Still going well. Still going strong. Don't like looking down in there, does it? There we go. Huh. Yeah, about half. Hopefully we'll get a bit of rain. I fixed the blockage now, so it should be alright. Gonna have to move it along a little bit without getting too wet. Yeah, got me a bit. So you must water the fertiliser in. If you don't water the fertiliser in, I dropped quite a lot of it here, but if you don't water it in, what it does is it burns the grass. And that's the last thing you want to be doing. You don't want to be burning the grass, you want to be fertiliser in it. So hopefully it will pick up all the yellow bits and make them go nice and green again. And then what I'll do when I get time, maybe tomorrow, I'll dig around these paving slabs and they'll show up nicely again because they're a bit over covered with grass. Also what I'm trying to do, because I spilt a load of oil here, a load of engine oil after I'd done the service on the van on New Year's Day. So it hasn't died, surprisingly. I thought it was going to all die along here and become a great big bald patch again, but it hasn't yet. I've washed away as much as I can, so I thought if I put a bit of fertiliser on it, it might bring it back to life, you know, make it nice and green again. My little collection of hose connectors and ends and things and bits and bobs always comes in handy. I always knew that it would do, that's why I collect everything. That's why I collect things like this, you know. Because they always come in handy to connect things up. I don't know why I ripped bulbs on there. Don't ask me why I ripped bloody bulbs on there. I must have had bulbs in there at some point.